Traders, what's up? What's up? What's up? I was gonna go live for the entire Discord today, but it looks like Marcelo took out that chat. Ay ay ay. Where is the live with the team section? Looks like there were some overnight changes here. Ay ay ay. Anyhows, what's up? What's up? Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Check out our disclaimer, which is that day trading, of course, is risky. Always keep in mind the disclaimer, right? Trading is not easy. It takes time, months, more commonly years, to become efficient. So utilize small size, practice in simulators, utilize cash accounts, small cash accounts with small share size. Remember that copy trading does not work. And then lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers. So be careful of fake accounts. I will never message you first. All right. I will never message you first. All right. With that being said, let's talk about the watch list. The watch list a little on the slower side, but we do have some continuation to help make up for it. There is LOOP, there's TRUG, there's SPI, and I believe there might be one more here in VCIG. Not the strongest watch list we've ever seen, but as we know, the watch list doesn't always determine, the full strength of the day. Come on, YouTube. Let's go. All right, there it is. That's better. Looks like the system is acting up a little bit. Let me post the watch list here to the YouTube live stream. There it is. All right. All right. Okay, so VCIG, how are we doing here? And the percentage gain on these stocks are so low, it almost feels a little strange. This one is up just 25%. 270 for the highs, low of the pullback, 197 area. Daily chart. Going back to the 27th of last month, we did have a bigger move from 233 to 774. Not bad on that day. So today we're gapping back up. I'm noticing there's also a candle that we had on October 29th. Low 411, high of 669. I'm going to also keep an eye on that candle. So moving up, if it does happen to be strong, perhaps potential resistance might be around 4. And then from there, if not, maybe 6. And then again, room to 774 going back to November 27th. But in our immediate vicinity, there's not much. So if we can see that red to green to the pre-market highs, that would be pretty good for VCIG. So we also have TRUG, which I think will be my main stock today. This one is up 70%, at least coming into the open. It's up 70%, and it is the continuation stock that I mentioned. Yesterday's high was around 84 cents. if we're to zoom out here, we can see we sold off. We closed fairly low. After hours, we curled up, and then we're continuing here into pre-market. It's been on an uptrend for some time, but it hasn't been aggressive. So we might see something in the first 25, 30 minutes. If not, maybe it's sideways, and then later into the day, hopefully it would give a move. But it all depends on how it plays out, right? Sometimes we'll get something in the first hour. Other times, you know, the stocks might come up till 2 p.m., 3 p.m. All depends. But 92.02 for our pre-market high on TRUG. 200 EMA on the daily is currently at 205.29. 205. Is that right? Let me double check. Yeah, 205. So TRUG looking pretty decent. Not bad. SPI. Next stock on the list, SPI. High point of 60.35. So this one is sub $1. Guys, make sure your screen recordings are turned on. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. All right, looks good. Yeah, SPI, the low is all the way down here at 40 cents. So this one has definitely been a little down and sideways. So I'd hope we can see that strong surge in red to green to the upside here throughout the first hour. In terms of key daily levels, let's see. We're definitely gonna have to get back above VWAP first. Then there's the half dollar, over the half dollar, and pre-market highs. There's 67 cents high point from a cluster going back a few weeks, and then perhaps room to $1. Perhaps room to $1. So SPI, you know, maybe we can see something spectacular here if this one gets back to the pre-market highs. Bit of a long shot, but you know, we'll see. Other than that, there's LOOP. LOOP, did we mention? I think we might have mentioned this one already. No, we didn't. Okay, LOOP up 36% with 31 million shares of volume. 208 for the pre-market highs. Low of the pullback, 156. 200 EMA on the daily is at 198, which is right in the thick of things here. Other than that, it seems like there's no obvious resistance, perhaps up until maybe $3, $3.50. So this could be good. You know, that's the thing with the pre-market session, is that really and truly any stock could be strong, any stock could be weak, right? So my job here is to just at least map out some key levels, have a decent bearings, and coming into the open, I'm looking to be reactive, which is honestly why if I show up here at 925 and I have the watch list, even without the trend lines help out significantly with remembering the levels, but even without the trend lines, honestly, with just like 3 minutes to the opening bell, I could trade and be okay. But it's better to be early, of course. So we got a couple of minutes. I'm gonna sit back, relax, wait a bit, and get ready here. Grab a nice bottle of water. So, you know, yesterday was red. The beginning of this month has been pretty choppy. You know, some of you guys are probably saying, well, Relentless, you know, what's the plan here? Because certainly the old plan, yesterday's plan, is not today's plan. And that is right. You know, I was thinking, unless something is just so obvious in the first minute or two, I'll just sit back and wait and relax and, you know, kind of come back to some of the the tactics from a few years ago, not even bother with the first 3 to 4 minutes and just wait and see what we get. But sometimes that could be limiting if there's a strong stock right away. But again, if something's just not smacking me in the face strong, like, hey, throwing ice water into my face type of stock, like a shock move, I'm just gonna leave it alone and wait a couple minutes. I think using even smaller size today is going to be a good move, unless something is parabolic and supernova. That's like the only outlier thing that will get me to go, full power, full size. If there's a stock that's just obviously going, there's no way I'm sticking to small size. I'm gonna, even if I size up and I lose, I'd rather do that because that's just what this is for me, right? Not everybody needs to take that advice because we're all in different places in the spectrum with our experience, and all that good stuff. So you definitely want to still do what's right for you depending on the situation that you're in. So keep that in mind, right? But for me, slow and steady, unless something is really super strong, you know, the goal in these markets here is just to make a little bit of something, stay afloat, and on the hotter stocks, the hotter days, that's where we look to capitalize. So hit that thumbs up, and it's another beautiful day. Let's rock and roll. By the way, for those of you in chat, we also have Marcelo who's live today. I believe he might have some commentary at some point. We got 15 seconds to the opening bell. Watching TRUG. The high of the current candle is 87. We got a low of 80, 80, 90 for the low, 80, 90 for the low. We have been uptrending a bit here coming into pre-market. So perhaps we see just a little bit of pullback. It's not. Hold on, let me just try again. Maybe something is wrong in the settings if it's not working. LOOP is moving up a little bit. TRUG, we do have 80 area here so far. LOOP starting to push up a little bit. The low is 54, so this is quite the move up here. I'm curious for the pullback. How big are we going to pull back here? High, 84. TRUG, I'm going to still keep an eye, especially if we start to get the red to green. High of the current candle is 84. bit of a higher fill in the spread right there. Goodness. Wow, wow, wow. My timing off on all three of those trades there. $92 for highs. Right, the fill right there. Got you to reclaim. Add. We're not bouncing. One and done. Oh. A couple of high fills, and I did miss two trades. LOOP, how did we play out? Not so great. BCIG. This one has been a little slower. 216 BCIG, 216 for highs. TRUG. There was opportunities. I'll say there was opportunities. VCIG, slower moving, but I'm looking at it, it just doesn't seem like this type of stock. At least right now, that could change. It seems a little grindy. That last dip looked like it was good. WKEY. Continuation, but really light volume. Oh, such a bad joke. All right. VCIG. How are we doing on this dip again here? I don't know. I'm just not seeing anything that looks great. So I'm gonna just remain on the sidelines. It's like I look at a stock like VCIG or LOOP and I ask myself, can I be up 5 or 10 grand on a stock like this? And right now I don't see it. I do my best on stocks that are trending up, holding up tightly, baby pullbacks, micro dips, stuff like that. Halting up. Right now I'm not seeing anything. TRUG, we had an uptrend in the red to green here, but short-lived. The first pullback, which we would have loved to see hold up right here. And then, of course, go a little higher, break the pre-market high. That did not happen. And I fumbled the move going up, so that wasn't great. VCIG. This one maybe surprises us here later. The resumption for KWEY looks like it's 10 minutes. Uh-oh. All right, back down, rejecting the view up. VCIG. Not much so far. WKEY. Will we see something here? I'm not looking to get involved per se. It's, you know, it's halted up, but the volume is so light. $45.51. Well, looks like it's 15 minutes. ATIF. Night and day difference versus just a few days ago, a few weeks ago. This is like just, this is nothing here. Nothing to see, nothing to trade. Market in the toilet. It is important though in these times to not give back your gains. If you can make money in these slow days like this, great. You know, it's a great job. But worst case scenario, like do not give back your gains from the hotter times. But instead, at least tread water, stay sideways. Even in these slower days and slower markets, we'll get a hot stock every now and again. And that's where we can capitalize. What we don't need is to be down 10, 15,000 on a day like this. 5K red, 10K red, 3K red, 2K red. It's too much. So I'm gonna just do my due diligence, which is to continue to rotate through the watch list, keep an eye on the scans, check the chat for callouts. We got LOOP curling up a little bit here through VWAP. MLGO looks like it's still in the early stages. We'll see if it's able to continue and prove itself here. LOOP pulling back a bit. The wick was not as high. Some sort of like one share order must have went up there to 94. MLGO back at the highs. I'm surprised. Good push. It's very spready though. That's Phil, but okay. Can we party here? Uh-oh. Catastrophic disaster. Oh, it's holding up. It's fighting. I'm gonna try it. Mm, catastrophic disaster. It's a slow drop after the initial move down. Oh my goodness, come on. What's that low? 25? Well, sub 50 definitely not working there. Hmm. I do think the stock is still strong. There's a pretty big seller here, 40. Massive seller. False order, perhaps. Well, it's back. Some of it is getting filled. WKEY, perhaps it halts up again. It looks like WKEY will halt up. Not going to get a chance to trade that one. Reducing the risk a little bit. And I'm going to get stopped out of the trade. 5-minute pullback, stopping me out. 10-cent stop there, 13. Low of the pullback, 03. WKUI. I'll watch to see if it's a 5-minute halt. What was my fill? Oh, I got some slippage. Why can't we see one stock follow through? I was thinking this thing is still bullish. And here we are, down at 290. The chart was telling me the stock is still bullish. And maybe it still is, but definitely a pullback that I did not see coming in terms of the size, of course. WKEY. I wonder if it gave the dip. I can't tell. Like inside my eyes, I couldn't really see. So 0157. I expect more volume this time. Well, best not to be too aggressive. Small size. Yeah, I'm gonna take this small size, just 1200, and I'll go from there. Red. 17 seconds. WKEY. 10, 9. Here we go. We're at 512. 512. Perhaps a 10 minutes. 10-minute halt. Or is my math wrong? I think my math might have been wrong. Hold up. Whenever the number's at 6, 46, 56, I'm always in the depths. Yeah, 61 or 01, 57. Yeah. The math ain't mathin', so they say. All right, we got about 20 seconds. 20 seconds till greatness. 7, 6, 5, 4. Here we go. And it's 10 minutes. It is showing 580 resumption, so I guess that makes sense. 10-minute halt. Big Steve. Oh man. Hey, this is why we joined Merciless Markets, all right? So that we could learn a thing or two. So we can learn a thing or two. You know what Biden said, right? As he's in the press conferences, he's asking the people if they're freshmen at the university. Senior member. Resumption price perhaps 570, 580 from what I'm seeing. 570, 580. What would the community be without Big Steve taking a shot or two at the pastor? 0657 for resumption. 0657. I'm going to check the scans again, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. So far, it's been such a slow day. And maybe I could have given MLGO some more attention. I don't know. I looked at it. It looked a little young, but it worked out. GRRR and OTV. Take a quick look at those two. Might be an early day today. There's always the chance that a stock comes later. WKEY. We got about a minute.
IMHD.
It's showing some crazy numbers for the resumption. Okay, 580. I think 580. Yeah.
ATIE.
Here we go.
WKE1.
How big was that bid at 6? 20K? Hmm.
WKE1.
I don't know. I think there were entries. It just depends
INHD.
on how aggressive you're looking to be. The usual entries, no, but I mean, the six dip was there. The resumption false halt dip was there. Not the usual trades, but Big Steve, are you holding into the halt up? $6 dip I didn't trust. I'm like, let's just see how that selling comes in. A lot of selling came in, but it ended up holding. But it's like instantly back to 24, 30. So hard to try to buy that. I'd be in like 38 trying to buy the dip at 6. It's just so it didn't break below the whole dollar there, but false halt at 40, down to the dip at 580, which was the resumption price. Oh my goodness. We might see a 5-minute halt this time.
GELS.
640. We got halted at 07. So at 50 at 12. At 12 and 41 seconds. We got about a minute.
EFSH.
Oh my gosh. Ay, ay, ay. Chat room with the memes, brother. Okay, WKY. About 30 seconds. Assuming it's a 5-minute halt. Showing 640, 650.
KBY.
Early on that dip.
GTI.
It might halt down. Yeah. False halt down. Over 6. Not quite. That was brutal. People probably got caught buying 50, 60 there. Well, $200. Better than nothing, I suppose.
in HD. WKB1.
I held the false halt trade, I think, too long. I was hoping for over 6. Where did I get filled? Oh, this is a terrible trade. This is terrible. I mean, and it's 72. Did I get filled 72? There's no way. Hold up, hold up. And I got filled at 70. Oh my gosh. Wow, I would have got this. I would have got destroyed if that thing failed on that dip. I thought I was in at like 602. I'm in at 618. I guess I got a good fill coming out because I thought I sold 610, but and I guess there's a spread. Wow. So if this thing had failed into the halt down right here, I'd have been red like 2K just right there, even with the small size. What's the math on that? 1200. That's 60 plus 20, 80 cents. Okay, maybe not 2K, but 80 cents on 1200. If it just teleported to the halt down. That is ridiculous. Risk. I knew I was early, but I thought I was in at least 602, right at the whole dollar. And then buying 48.55. I'm in at 72. There's no trade there with that type of fill. Today the chat room has jokes, man. Oh, it's like stand-up comedy in here today. It's like stand-up comedy. Remember our disclaimer, of course, day trading is risky. Day trading is risky business. Day trading is risky business. Screen right, screen left. Top white screen disclaimer. Day trading is risky business. Risky business indeed. Yeah, some people will utilize sub 1 minute time frames to help out. Slow month to end the year, perhaps. I mean, it's still early in the month. 2 weeks is all we need, Big Steve. 10 full trading days. I think if we exclude the 25th, 26th might be half day, or 24th might be half day. We've got about 11 trading days left in the month. 18.25 for resumption. Can this stock still be strong? It's possible, but I don't want to be overly aggressive here. I'm going to stick to the small size. Be patient, wait, see what it does. Perhaps we get a bit of a red to green eventually.
GTR.
The reality is that trading is not easy. That's the reality. And there's different variations of trade styles. You know, even as hyper scalpers, there's different variations. People have their own twists. 10 seconds. 545.
GAE1.
I have no idea what just happened there. Wow. And it's halting up. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Was it a little delayed? I don't know, but I couldn't process anything numbers wise there. Like my brain is fried or something.
WKE1.
There was a dip in there somewhere too, I believe. Well, it's a halt going up, so hopefully it resumes higher. John saying he's stuck in the halt. Hopefully it resumes higher, that way you can make something. Flush down to 5 resumption. We hope not, for the sake of momentum here. If this resumes at $5, that wouldn't be good. Yeah, trading is tricky, despite seeing the price action for years. At times you can still fumble the trades. It's still a fine line, it's still a tightrope walk. That's why it's good to continue to just review and, be consistent every day, showing up, managing risk, sizing down. Last month we did around 70,000. It's like we're halfway through this month. If we were to be red like 40K, 30K, we would have a major issue, a major problem. Instead we're small green on the month, right? It's like despite being this inconsistent with all this red, this is the key, right? To not give back, but to go sideways at worst case scenario. Because the market is going to come around again, right? Hotter stocks, more consistent stocks. We'll get the occasional good move in this slower time and these slower days, just like this one. Regardless of how I'm doing, I'm going to always be honest about the momentum. This stock was, to this point decent. It wasn't the best stock we've ever seen, no. But could somebody out there be up 5 to 10 grand on this stock, trading similarly to how I do? I think it's very possible. Again, there were 2 aggressive entries early. If you're on time and you're taking those trades, they worked. They went up well. It's just a matter of on that second resumption or a third resumption here, not giving it all back. If you're able to manage there, So when I review today, I'll have to watch this particular resumption lower, because I don't know why, but just like my brain couldn't process the data here for some reason, which is ridiculous. But so 23.56 resumption. Steve, you play Call of Duty, really? I find that a lot of people who are trading and doing decent are also gamers. I don't know the exact correlation there, but maybe hand-eye coordination, quick thinking, I'm not sure, but it seems like a lot of people are gamers. Because, some of the guys I interviewed, a lot of them also either at one point gamed, or sometimes they still play occasionally. Black Ops 6. You can team up with Minty. He also plays. I think him and his brother plays from time to time. As for me, I'm a retired gamer. I'll make my return at some point when I'm in retirement. Got way too much going on now to grind to be as good as I would need to be to play. Because if I played now, I'll just be losing, and You know, spawning in to just die. Resumption coming up. If you're not a gamer and you never played, you know, Call of Duty, some of that might not have made sense, but locking back in, resumption in perhaps 10 seconds here. We're at 594. Here we go.
WKB1.
Dip, 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 dip for us. Damn, that was terrible. Feels. False halt. Can we see it? And you son of a gun. Oh, is it working? We need candlesticks now. Like, can we stop halting up and down? Can we get some candlesticks? High is 35, low 51. Made nothing there. Wow. Okay. Oh, my size is small too, I guess. Just 700 shares. So I needed to hold that trade longer. There's 50 cents, $6. Real fills, man. There was a bid there. The stock definitely still has life, which is good. You got that type of fill right there. A lot of good trades becoming bad trades just simply because of where I'm getting filled versus where I'm trying to buy. It's like mid flush, the stock just teleports up 15 cents. I'm in on a high, and then it keeps going down. Like, come on, man. This is a mockery of the system. These stocks are definitely playing hard to get right now. This is insane. Playing hardball, playing hard to get. So false halt. Oh my gosh. It's another great trade to the depths. I tried buying like 608. I'm in at 630. It's a hard rejection here. This is not what we want to see. I'd say right now it's probably backside. Unless this candle miraculously recovers in the next, 2 minutes. This is a fair bounce back, but can we continue this within the next 40 seconds? Close at 610. There's a minute and 20 seconds for the candle to close. If it gives this early dip, wherever it comes, can we sustain that dip? Yeah, I skipped breakfast today. That probably wasn't a good idea. I like what I'm seeing. As long as we can hold up the move, we can probably retest the highs. Dip, 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 dip. Damn, boy, they're not playing these bills. A lot of my trades that I should be making money on, man. El Pastor getting El Pastored. Getting cooked. Getting cooked. Bro, what was that high? 57? Stock is still bullish, still alive, fighting for dear life here. These bastards, man. Why are they doing this to me? Why am I getting blazed like this? I'm gonna have to show up to the Citadel and slide a 20 into somebody's pocket. Tell them, hey, you see this IP address here? Need some better fills. And come on. Oh, come on. What's that? Big Steve, I'm gonna have to run a cable from my house till to the exchange at this rate. That dip there did hold. I was skeptical. It held up. It held up. Oh, that bid. A little lower than I thought. 15. We only got to 30 and then right back down. Time 31. I don't like our trajectory here. We should have already been green 1K if things were going well with the fills. Even with this size, so this is not good. We're getting cooked. If this next pullback doesn't hold up, I'll ease off and I should have took my 20 cents. No reclaim. Come on. After bouncing up 20 cents. Or did I just get chopped out? That was the dip. I mean, it's still in the area, but you know what's going on. Candle is 2 minutes 2 minutes left. What? Wait, what? Over. We got like a seller at 15 and then at 20. Can we get over these levels? Time 34, 33 seconds. There's 30 seconds. Our candle, it's not a bad candle. We'll see how it plays out into the new candle here, which is 15 seconds out. Okay. Still churn into the new candle. Bro, this all those every time I try that trade, I'm getting a terrible fill. Every single time, man. Can't make this up. I ought to be putting out my orders on the bid is what I should be doing. No one to blame here, as I have the option to buy the bids. Do not, Titanic. Come on, hold up your levels. Show us that you're a big boy stock. Prove to us that you can hold up a pullback here. Prove to us that you can curl up. I'm adding. Come on. And I'm adding to the depths. Adding to the depths. 30K buyer, 28 does nothing. Great. If it sells off here, it's done. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? All this for 40 bucks, bro. This is crazy. In the last month on this same stock, I'd already be up 5K. Taking these same trades. I don't know which market maker's in charge of this one, man, but they gotta get fired. It's definitely under some stress, but you know, if it does come down, it'll need to come back up quickly. I don't love that we're down here. I'm gonna wait a bit. I'm gonna give it a sec. And the VWAP is at 97. Okay, there's 30K bid that came in. Is this it? Is this the move to 40 and 50? Well, this is nothing happening. It's what it is. I'm gonna try again. It's like if the move should start, this is the place for it to be starting from. But back down. Oh, two. The new candle is 40 seconds out. 5. Bro, oh my god, they even blazed me trying to get filled at 6. Bro, I worry with this garbage, man. Why they doing it to me like that? Yeah, this whichever market maker is dealing with the spreads and the fills on this one is it's insane. I had the lowest fill 97% of those trades. But a big part of that is also the stocks teleporting up in the moment I'm getting in, which just was awful. Probably could have shorted it again at 97. Took my hands off the keyboard. My assumption is that this is backside. It still can hold up the low day dips. We had 50, 30, and if we want to price in this new dip here, I guess that was 50, 58. I'm gonna go short again if I can. And maybe going short is what's gonna save me here today. Trading, be going to the other side. Becoming a bear and hunting down steak and the cattle. Come on, give me something, anything good. Where's Raphael, man? Raphael, are you watching on? Learn these tactics from yourself, man, from you. A tactic or two from the bear himself. There's this guy named Raphael, big time short seller that used to be in the chat room like every day. It's probably like the only guy that would go short. Ever since the kid Raphael's been MIA. Raphael, man, you're making like 10 grand a day since back in like 2022. You gotta hire a nanny and get back to the chat room, brother.
In
See, if I didn't take my hand off the buy button, I could have gotten the short back here between 90 and 6. I didn't want to take 80. It felt like chasing, but I'm not gonna get this beautiful big move. Not his backside. Well, we're at 600. Time to get out of here. Just a disaster of fills. Fought a good fight, but that's gonna do it. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, man. Perhaps getting in on the bid and just dealing with not getting filled. Market orders we've trusted over the years with this beautiful TD and Miracle fills, aka price improvements. But from time to time, we'll get certain stocks, certain things will change a little bit. Perhaps the float. There are always variables. The volume. The stock might not be as liquid or as thick as it might need to be. So that can always result into higher fills. And as we know, a market order will give you any fill, high, low, in between, doesn't matter, right? That's what it is. So yeah. Save is the smart man here. Save chose the best time to go on vacation. Save is in Japan right now after a monster month last month. This is how it always goes. Every since I've started trading, this is how it goes. Hot, cold, hot, cold. During the hot cycles, there's usually a slower day or two or three, whatever. And then majority hot cycle, right? Especially if you're sitting here all day, there's going to be something more than likely. Colder cycles, there's going to be a few hot stocks sprinkled through, but mostly cold, slower opportunities. And then we go through the cycle over and over again. The good news is that it's January. January is coming up. We might see some people reconfigure their portfolios, maybe make some changes. So we might see some volatility just off of that. We have the new president that'll be inaugurated, which will be good. Perhaps some more volume and volatility comes from that. And then we also will have current events, of course, as of recent. And Bitcoin has been a catalyst that's been around for years now, but as of recent, Bitcoin related, crypto related stocks making moves, crypto ETFs making moves. There's gonna be something else that comes. There's always something. Chinese stocks, shipping stocks, technology stocks, pharmaceutical stocks are like a regular. Anytime they get a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 trial success, the stock goes up. Well, not always, but at least it can be volatile. Let's say, those are usually steady. Maybe like a couple times a month. Sometimes there's world and geopolitical news, global news that'll affect certain companies. There's domestic stuff. I remember back when we had the batch cam companies, when they decided, hey, every officer is going to wear batch cam. That whole month or a month and a half, every batch cam company 300-400%, stock going from 3 to 9, right? There's always some sort of catalyst. So we can bank that there's going to be something else, but these type of times we just take it slow, take it easy. your red days in these slower markets should pale in comparison to your green days in a hot market. If your red days are equal or more or greater than or even half the size of your green day in hot days, you have to do a better job managing the risk, because it's like you're giving back too much too quickly. Sometimes you can't help being red. You take a good setup, it flushes down, whatever, that's fine, but we got to make sure to keep control and never get emotional, never get frustrated. That's the key. The moment we give into any sort of emotions, like for real, is where we can then be at risk of blowing up an account or catastrophic days. So just keep that perspective that, even if you might have took a bigger loss today or a red day today, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Just remember there's going to be thousands more days to come, of which at least 40-30% of them are going to be hot. Look forward to that momentum and dominating then on those days, rather than getting fixated on a small red week or a red day. Like, this stuff is it's minute. It doesn't even, it's irrelevant almost, right? The goal is to keep it tight, and when you do, it doesn't matter. Your equity curve stays sideways or slightly going up. Next hot cycle, eruption again. So, but for those of you who are green and big green on these days, then you're really, really getting it done. And then when the hot cycle comes, you probably triple up, quadruple your days, right? So I guess we all can keep working in that aspect, that, perhaps, getting to green on these days are still, still the goal, right? Still the goal. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end it. Hopefully Marcelo, Tim, Triad, the other mentors had a better day here. Perhaps, hopefully, they ended green. And that's going to do it for me. Shutting it down. We're at $600. At least we're trending in the right direction. The red is getting smaller, which is good. Take care, guys. Stay safe, stay green. For those of you who are in the mastermind program, we will be having a session today at the close. All right, so come prepared with questions. Come prepared with archives. We'll be reviewing trades and studying up. Also, come prepared in terms of having your webcam ready. We're not going to do this via Discord. Instead, we're going to do it via Zoom. So have your webcams and mics ready. It's time for us to lock in. All right. We're going to be doing some reviews. We're going to be going through some archives. I'm going to look to make adjustments to have a better outcome next week. That's what it's all about. Slow and steady progress. So for those of you on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, subscribe. Webcam, ever since my computer went, I fixed this thing, man, and then my computer blew up one day, and now it's like the settings are just, let's see here. I think it's too bright. Webcam, properties. Configure video. Brightness is definitely like way too bright. What's that, 108? I need my melanin to be shining on here. 102. Contrast. Okay. Contrast. We can probably leave that somewhere there. Saturation. Sharpness. Is that better? Is that like slightly better? I think maybe, yeah. Saturation, hold on, 155. Oh, okay, hold up. It's the type of thing I probably shouldn't even be doing on live stream, but you guys know me. Good old RT doesn't care about anything. At least not in this aspect. This is not a beauty channel, and I could care less. If you're insecure, you can't do a live stream. But from the moment you have the heart of a lion and steel in your veins, ice water in your veins, you can come on here and do anything. come on here and make magic. Should we do a quick Q&A for the people? You guys got any questions? Some of you are probably still trading, in which case, we don't want to distract you. But for those of you who might want to hang out for a quick 10 minutes, let me know if you guys have any quick questions. I'll show you guys how the year's been going here, and then we'll shut it down in a bit. Can we do better next year than we did this year? I think so. I think it's possible. I think it's likely. Can we, the way how I even look at it is also, if we have just 3 really hot months next year, we can, in just those 3 months, we can make more than we did this year. Because now that we have the experience, we can go back and be much more aggressive. Right? And I'm saying going back as in like retrade the momentum, because it's somewhat history repeating itself. Let me change this for those of you watching in here. How do I do this? I'm gonna have to stop it and then start it again. Actually, you know what? We'll do it on this monitor here, because I'm still screen recording, and it might be best to just have this in the screen recording. So let's end this again and start another one. All right, there we go. YouTube. Boom. DBGI. Quick look. Doesn't look like much. So yeah, this is how the progress has been over the last couple of years. If you guys don't know, we did start our journey May 1st of 2020. Here comes the full backstory. May 1st, 2020, we went live. I took out a loan of about 25,000, 2,500 of my own money, which was my buffer and my max loss. So if I was to lose more than 2,500, I would have had to go back to the sim, try again, start again. Very tight max loss, and so we took it slow and steady, small size, $100 days, $50 days, $300 days, and we had a good 2020, all things considered. We made it $14,000. $14,000. At this time, I'm still working my day job at Amazon. I think they call it like second shift or third shift. I go in for 2 and 3 p.m. and I work on into the late afternoons and evenings. So I would be able to trade the first couple of hours. This is one of the benefits if you're trading and you're doing like a non-corporate job, is that you could have certain shifts that could allow you to trade. If you're pretty corporate and 9 to 5, unless you have an office and you have some sort of a setup going, it's probably going to be difficult, right? So I would trade and then go to work at Amazon, inbound section, sorting, our shift would do about 20,000 packages, and then we would work with flex drivers. You guys are familiar with like the blue vans? We would do like flex drivers, which are like people with their own personal cars and stuff. So, we did have that other income, which is good. And so 2021, naturally gaining a little bit more experience, becoming a little bit more confident. We were able to make 44,000, which is a huge leap at the time. And something that I did not do, which if anybody is like in a similar situation, I'd recommend you pay off your loan. The 25 grand that I borrowed, I did not pay off, but instead reinvested. And if I could go back, would I change it? I mean, the investment was something that that was pretty good. Probably not. I probably wouldn't change it still. But I would recommend to at least, pay it off if you can in that first year. Because for me, it was I did credit card arbitrage, so I did have 0% for like 12 months, and then after that 12 months, that balance and that you got to start paying your dues, right? So I was somewhat still in the same situation. I'm like, okay, let's just do it again. And 2022, I'm like, I'm gonna keep to the small size, gonna keep, just in case, because again, if I lose this money, I'm kind of just, there goes everything. So slow and steady, and we finally paid off the loan, and it was like a weight off the shoulders, man. Weight off the shoulders. And at this time, I think like May of this year, we decided to go full time. And so we had the back half of the year and then into 2023, just full force, full power. And it was a solid year. And then so far here, 2024. 2025, 1 million. Right, where's my drawing tool? If we go Save style, in the next hot month in 2024, in 1 month, can we make like 300K in 1 month? This is what we need to see. And I'm just, I'm here, I'm kind of saying this jokingly. There is no expectation. What if next year is a Great Depression, right? It depends on the market condition as well, right? The market does have a say. But what I will say is that in the next hot month that we have next year, I'm going to try to go as like even harder than I've went before. And I think, with the right type of momentum, because I still think I've seen momentum like February of this year, for example. If we have that type of circumstance again, I think I could do way more than like maybe like 300 grand a month in that type of market. The baby size I was using then on those $20 stocks, I'm ready to push it. I'm ready to go, to the next level. 5K size, $20 stock. Stock teleports up $4 a share, 20 grand in one trade, right? Is there going to be a lot of risk? Yes. But for those reasons, I think we can, have a better month, a better year, rather. Again, for me, the slow periods I could care less about. The hot market is what's the real deal. Just keep it tight when it's slow, and then size up. Yeah, so you can see here's December, right? So far, the worst month of the year. We've had May. May we were red the first half of the month, like 10,000, and then we had to recover. That was the slowest month. June, or is it July, September, slow as well. September just 9,000. October was the fumble month of the year. This month here was the most infuriating month for me. This was a hotter month as well. This month, though, I did not trade the penny stocks at all, really. Did not trade the penny stocks. All the expensive stocks had issues with the whole time. And, it's a little different from February. I had issues with the whole time, but all in all, pretty decent. Pretty decent year so far. If we come over to the detailed section, you guys will be able to see the overall gains. Friday slacking off a little bit. We definitely need to see, and what will probably happen, it'll right size itself. We'll get a nice big green day on Friday and it'll be boosted right up where it needs to be. 20K day next Friday, calling it now, mark my words. Performance, average daily gain. Our average daily gain. As you guys know, weekends we don't trade. Federal holidays we do not trade. So for anybody who's a casual viewer, this $525 a day is not including weekends. There's about 245, 250 trading days in a year. And this is the aggregate total since I've started. So I was a college dropout. Is this a fair amount of money a week for somebody who's dropped out of college? This is my average since I started trading in my live account. Of course, these numbers were very small in the beginning. Now they've gotten much bigger. And if we're to filter for just, let's say, this year, I think last year we did about 750 a day. This year it's around 1200 a day on average. In the beginning, and I guess we can look at it in the beginning, like 2020, I think actually, yeah, it was just 80 bucks. I remember it was just 80 bucks a day in like 2020. Back then inflation wasn't as bad. This last couple of years, geez, the money I've made this year is good money, but like the money I've made this year before 2020 would have been like 700,000. If you made a mil, it's like you made 2 mil. It's so bad how the money just devalued. But of course, them printing. We had the pandemic, very special situation. But yeah, the money is not the same. The money is not the same. But again, the goal is progress over time, and we've been gaining more experience. We've been putting out more size, and the community has been a huge blessing. The chat room, and seeing other guys, similar traders, similar style, different people pushing. There was a guy here named Red to Green, right? And I remember the end of 2022, him, myself, and Marcelo in a small group chat of just three people. Red to Green at the time, I believe, up 90K, no, 102,000 or so. Literally the last day of the year or something, he had a big day, pushed him over 100K. Marcelo 95K. I think I was at like, what was this? 58K, right? This is just 2 years ago, right? It just goes to show you how time can change everything. And we're talking about, I remember the team house of October. We had a team house October 2022. We had a conversation about 100K. Is it a lot of money? For somebody who's coming from 14K on the year or 40K on the year, 50K on the year, you're thinking, man, 100K definitely sounds good. And it is all relative. There's different perspective, location, different variables, stuff like that. But with having the chat room, it's allowed us to push the boundaries and expand our horizon so much further than we ever thought possible. If I was here by myself, no chat room, no YouTube, maybe I'd still be making 300 bucks a day thinking, that's the goal and still working at my day job or something. But, that's the beauty of having like-minded people around you, the day trading team house, the students, the mentors here, the community, and it lets us know what can be done, because sometimes you'll see like YouTube will recommend you a video, a guy like Ross, right, up 500,000, 250,000, and sometimes you might think to yourself, well, I don't know, I don't know if this is like attainable because the number is so huge, right? If you're coming from humble beginnings, you don't really know a lot about money, and perhaps you set a limitation on yourself, just not being able to dream big enough. But seeing people a little closer to where you are did help out a lot more. But when you do zoom out and then take another look again, and you do see these guys like Warrior Trading and the big traders of the world, Tim Sykes, whoever else, you start to realize, holy smokes, you can see it. Like you start to see it, right? You go from a $10 day to $1,000 day to a $10,000 day. You start to realize, holy smokes, this this is possible, it's doable. It'll take you having, bigger risk appetite, right? Risk tolerance, let's say. You're gonna have to put out some risk because it's not gonna come without you doing that, right? So you got to be open to those losses, and the right circumstance from the market. When things do align, you can definitely push it and set new records for yourself. Even if you don't have a $500,000 day right away, perhaps you go from $500 to 5K or to 20K to 50K, whatever it might be, on a day or on a month, and you're just setting records and over and over and over again. So, shout out to the chat room, shout out to guys like Big Steve, Sir Clive, a lot of people who've been here for some time, who, we've had great conversations, spoke a lot about trading. This is not it. This is not the end of the road, right? $1,200 a day. And again, I'm not gonna set any like, I don't set goals, monetary goals per se. The goals that I set for myself is more along the lines of the fundamental side of things. I've seen what the hottest month of this year looked like. I've experienced it, and I can comfortably say I could have pushed more size. So when we get a similar circumstance next time, can I push more size, expand my comfort zone? And in turn, by me working on being a better version of myself, having a higher risk tolerance, the P&L then follows. So I don't necessarily set monetary goals, but for the things where I'm seeing I can improve, can I work on that? And then the P&L will play out on its own. Right? So slow and steady. And we could look at, individual days or months here throughout the course of this year, in case anybody's interested. And we can do net. I guess this is like a small lottery, right? Depending on where you are in your trading career. And just know the moment you start to boss up, this can become a normal occurrence, right? Having a month like this, $28,000. February, one of the hotter months of the year, insane momentum, $70,000. You guys will see red days are sprinkled throughout my calendar. There are some traders, and this is something I think I have to completely shift my mindset around red days. It's like a day like today, like, I look back at a day like today and I ask myself, how could I have ended flat? How could I have ended green? And it's a hard question for me because, like, especially with this stock we just had right here, man, like, I'm taking all the right trades I know, and here I am not making anything, and I've read like 90% of the time on stock. Do I just not trade? I think that, like, maybe that's the only answer I can come up with right now. But when it's not working, I don't want to force it and like size up on this 10,000 shares, and that's what I would want to do on a day where it's working and it's hot, where we can have that positive imbalance to the buy side, right? Positive ratio, the chances of it working on a day where stocks are really performing, I stand a better chance of having a much bigger P&L, right? So March, April, great week one. I right here, I was ready for this being the best month of the year, and then disaster. I need to go back and rewatch some of these days to see and just refresh my mind on, how I could have done better, what I can change, because man, the market slowed down a little bit and I did not stand a chance. You can see literally week one was basically the entire week. And this is the premise and the foundation of my style of trade, which is when things slow down, do not lose money even if you have to size down to one share. There is no ego, there is no pride. I don't need to be here because of it. There's an audience or nothing to say, I gotta trade massive size. I gotta, like, that stuff doesn't exist. Like, if the market is telling me something, I'm gonna listen to it, and whatever is necessary to ensure success. Even if I have to go to one share for a full week, even at this level, That's what I'll do. There is nothing too small. There's nothing too minor. Everything has to be treated with a full respect, or else we start to lose everything. So this was the month where we started red. The first 2 weeks, May, down about 7-8K. Because if we add these days here as well, coming into week 3. This Thursday, I remember I called Crispy. I was like, Crispy, man, how did you do today? I'm not gonna say how much he made because Crispy's a private man these days. This day, sometimes the market has a way of just messing with you, man. I'm red, 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 red. So I'm like, all right, trader rehab, get green, get out. This day, the market was hot. And because I just got green and got out in the first, like, 10 minutes or something. Let's see, what time was this? 10:35. 10:35. Oh, no. 11:05. 11:05 a.m. Left out. Left out, man. And when I came back here, I got tempted because I saw what happened. And I took a small loss. I'm like, let's not do it. Tomorrow will come fresh. The market has this way of sometimes, you can come up with a plan and how you want to move forward. And the market comes with the opposite steam, but sometimes you do have to make that quick adjustment. And if it's a hot market, despite you now starting trader rehab, maybe the right and correct thing to do is to trade the momentum in front of you aggressively, because we're seeing extremely hot opportunities. So I this is a very vivid day in my mind, man. I remember this day. I remember what I did after trading. Mm-mm-mm. It just sucks that sometimes, the stuff is still happening, right? I mean, that's the market, though. You can't feel FOMO. It is what it is. But great week 4 and a good week 5, and we got things back under control. I was a little disappointed that this ended. This day was a red day, but it was a tough day. And I had this meme that I wanted to use actually. There's this meme where the guy is saying they had us in the first half, but because I had this red day here, I'm like, all right, whatever. We'll just let bygones be bygones, right? May month, May month, June. Is this a lot of money? It's hard to say when you have these bigger months like the 70K months, the 30K months. I don't know. I don't think it is. Before, yeah. Now I don't think it is. Now I think this is like a scratch month. Knowing how much money you could make on one day in a hot market, which is this amount of money. I can make this amount of money in one day in a hot market. There is no way this can be a big month. It's impossible. So looking back at this, it's like these are just like, small months. Why am I not more aggressive on these days? I'm gonna have to go back and watch them. And this is what the weekends are good for. If you have that spare time. Again, we mentioned, okay, we can go back in April to see why we were red. Here we can go back to see why we weren't up 10K. Like, why was I not up 10K on a day like this? I mean, I don't know. I have to go check, but it's pretty wild to say that like that. But I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say, right? We know trading is hard. We can't forget that trading is hard. Trading is hard, right? Trading is not easy, which is why I'm not green $100 million today, right? If it was easy, today would have been $100 million day. I could have took the rest of the year and next year off. July, I think these 3 red days are worth investigating. At least these 2. This 2600, 2500. I think this is the thing that stands out to me the most on this month. 5K in red days on just 2 days is not good. August started off a little red. And which is why I'm saying even for this month, sometimes you can start off a little slow, and as long as the momentum comes in, man, that's all that matters, right? You have a decent week 3, week 4, week 5, just like that, you put together a decent month. despite the red start. So that was August, October, the fumble month. The fumble month, man. I had so many great trades. I'm selling for 10 cents, 20 cents gain. Stock goes up $3. A little bit more size and a little bit more of a longer hold time. It's a 90K month. But I can't understand why I couldn't make the adjustments. Like, this month here needs a full investigation again. I need to this is the thing with time. It's like sometimes you just wish you had more time. It's like if I can have one day last 1 week, I can watch everything here in full. But you got to just make the best out of it. So I'll have to skip through the videos, skim through, see what I can find. But it would be nice to watch everything in full. But again, with everything that's going on, students, content, back end stuff, it becomes very tricky, right? To put in all that time. And I even talk to some students, they'll tell me like, man, RT, between all the archives, between my own archive, going over the charts, like sometimes there's just not enough time in a day, right? So we got to choose the key areas, the key trades. Sometimes a lot of you guys, you have families, so you can't watch the full 2-hour video, but maybe you can get 15 minutes from one guy, 15 minutes from your own, 15 minutes from the other. The key trades, compare those key trades, see how each person managed those trades, what they did well, what they didn't do well, how you can improve, and so forth. So November, penny stock mania, like literally penny stocks below $1. And I still think to this day we left a lot on the table. I've been having issues staying here till 4 p.m. It was so easy for me to do in the beginning. It felt like nothing. In fact, I used to be here from 8 to 5 because I'd always watch an hour, and I'll show you guys this. If you have E-Trade Pro, you have access to Bloomberg. I'd always watch the close with I'm forgetting their names. Vonnie Quinn. Okay, Vonnie Quinn. Dang, what was the other girl's name? These people did a pretty decent job. This is just like economics, right? Market news, some world news, Bloomberg TV. I'd watch this at the close and then for an hour every single day. Like I did this for months. Like it felt so easy. Now it's like after 12 p.m. It's like I'm cooked. I'm fried. I got to figure out something, and maybe taking breaks and coming back something, because while it's not every day it's hot between 12 and 3 p.m., or let's say 12 and 4, I think for the few days that it's worth it, and it makes up for the days where you sit around and there's not much. There are some days where you can quadruple, triple your day, double your day, and it makes up for it, right? Bloomberg TV looks like it's on break, commercial break. Vonnie Quinn and the cast. November, December disaster. I can import for today. I think red. So it's basically a flat month. We started this month with fairly aggressive size because we're coming off of that hotter month in November, looking to carry over, and even up to like Wednesday, I'm thinking, well, this is going to be another hot month, right? Okay, a bit of a fumble on Monday, but here we go, right? We're up 9,200 at the highs before coming back and giving back 2K in one freaking trade on a resumption. This day I needed to insta-buy the resumption. I would have made about 2K. The dip off the high came down. I'm in. Stock teleports down $1. At least if I could have had the winner and then take the loss, I could have still been break even after it, but got blazed. The fifth. This was the day I was down 3K. Made my way back to green, and then this is unacceptable. I just hate to see stuff like this. There's no way I should even be down that much on a day. This is another day for me to go back and watch and see the mistakes. Day like this, up 1K to red. This day, between like 450 and 475, I botched every single trade on that stock. I can't remember which one it was. Was it SMX, UPC? Maybe I think UPC. We were supposed to push this one. I think I was up 1K, 1100, somewhere there, 900. I was supposed to push this with those trades, like 4 trades, right over 2K. I fumbled all of them, and then the losses came in and just got destroyed. Not good. Red 1800. Just 200. There's too red. Too red to start a day. Too red. Even here, 650 in red. So we gotta definitely buckle down, take it slow, take it easy. But there is no sense of panic, not even close. You know, I'd have to lose like 50 grand in one trade or one day to start to like feel, you know, something. Like we've pulled away so far from like, I gotta stop saying like. We've pulled away so far from our humble beginnings to where it'll take a catastrophic loss for us to really feel any sort of damage or frustration. Now, not because we can afford a big loss, it means that we need to take one. So we're still going to do our due diligence. I do not let my account grow too much. Like I take the money out and put it elsewhere because sometimes you could, you know, sometimes your conviction could be too high on a trade. Before you know, you're in 100,000 shares or, you know, $500,000 worth. And then don't forget there's leverage too. Like margin, you can go beyond your buying power, and before you know it, the stock is just, it could be an outlier event, right? Your power could go out, and then there's an offering. These are like less than, you know, 0.0001 chance of happening, but sometimes things line up and you just get caught, right? Power goes out, stock halts down, to offering down, you come back, you're down X amount, right? We've even had stories of people, their cat going on the keyboard and the cat bought a big position by accident, and then they come back, they're seeing their account down 70,000, you know. Things happen. So the key is to just be careful. There's different levels to managing risk. When you do become a profitable trader, taking money out, setting aside money for taxes, paying your taxes on time. You know, when you do come into the technicals, share size is a big thing. Understanding the stock you're trading and that there's certain risk that is at least eliminated or limited when it comes to the spreads, the volatility, when it comes to how much size you're using on those particular moves, how liquid is it, can you get in and out, you know. So, you know, I think for me, when it comes to these red days, I think that's the ultimate thing, is to just sit down and ask myself, like, honestly, does this stock look like the stock you can make 10 grand on? It's gonna be hard for me because I always like to think I can make money even if I can pull 1K out of the stock. But if I can back test this, or and just say just test it over time really, and see that, hey, this is actually more rewarding than what I'm doing now, maybe that becomes the new, well, not maybe, but if it works, it definitely becomes the new system, right? And WKEY maybe curls up a little later because it's inched up a lot from those lows. That's the type of stock that you come back at 3 p.m. you saw it made a move. So I'd say keep it on watch. Keep an eye for WKEY curled up. But yeah, good year nevertheless. Even if the last month of the year isn't the hottest month, this is after the small fees that we're paying, right? Because remember the FINRA fees, the SEC fees, the fees on like those penny stocks when we're trading massive size. So it brings us down to about 1100 per day, or let's just say, yeah, was that 1100 a day, right? Just under the amount. What was that, 1200 a day? It makes a small difference, a good solid green day difference in the P&L, but all in all, pretty good stuff. When we pay our taxes, get everything out of the way, it's a solid year. Okay, there you guys have it. John Chris saying, how much money do you think I can make in one day? One day trading. Well, it depends on a lot of factors. Your experience, your skill level, your risk tolerance. Then there's the side of the market. Is it a hot day? Are we having a crazy parabolic supernova stock? Are you in line and in tandem with the move? Are you, in a good rhythm? Sometimes there's hot stocks and then you're not in a good rhythm and you could fumble the day, right? So there's variables, but if you're a beginner, expect to go with small size for the first couple of months. You can utilize a cash account, just 5 to 10 shares, and practice, practice, practice until you become consistent. This is not the field where it's get rich quick. It takes months, more commonly years, to become efficient. And you got to keep in mind that slowest is the fastest way. There is no career, there is no sector, there is no business that you can go into today and expect to be a master. There's always a learning curve, there's always some sort of educational process, whether it be an orientation, education through school or an apprenticeship. There is always some sort of learning curve, right? You're never a master right away, so don't be fooled into to be tricked by Wall Street into thinking that you are, because you have access to Robinhood and all these other platforms. If you're a beginner, you're new to it, that's fine. You just take it slow, take the right steps to learn, grow, and improve. There's just so many people who, because they have access, they go in big time and they lose it all. There's no other profession out there where you can have access to it like the stock market. Every other profession, CPAs, lawyers, doctors, you got to pass an examination. Even to work on the floor as a trader, all these examinations, FINRA and SEC, these Series A, Series this, Series whatever. Doctors and nurses, the MCATs, the lawyers, the bar, CPAs, they have to pass the I forgot what the test is called. There's a test too for that. There's a test for everything almost, right? So just keep that in mind and take it slow. If you're learning from us or somebody else, just go through the program, reach out with questions. I like to say I'm the most transparent trader that there is because I show everything, like I'm doing now. But if you're following somebody else, and I don't know, it could be anybody, the key is just to make sure that this person is transparent. The worst thing you can do is follow somebody's teaching who's not a real trader. And sadly, in this field, I'm doing this, and there's so many channels that I see that I can't tell if I'm doing this, like I'm doing it, and I'm looking at these channels and I can't tell, much less for a beginner who's now starting. You know, it's quite sad, really and truly. I honestly wouldn't mind if there's some sort of like formal regulation for people doing this stuff, but then maybe they'll say it's communist. We're in a free market society, but the most we can do now is have the customer do intensive research before getting involved with a program. Man, there's a lot of people that I'm there looking at them, checking them out, like I don't, there's nothing here for me to see if this person is real. And that's me, somebody doing this thing with experience. So the beginners, you got to be careful with the flashy stuff too. A lot of people, let's just say they understand marketing, right? And so they're using certain tactics. You have to just watch out and be careful. Not saying that all of them are not like, all of them are fake, because there can be people who maybe they share a little bit, but they're still real. But be careful. That's the biggest thing. That way you don't lose. We got Brent in the building, the big boss over there at Momo Pro. Shout out to Momo Pro. As you guys know, that's the scanning software that we're using here every day. In fact, EVOK just halted up. EVOK just halted up. Yeah, Momo Pro, you guys can always check it out. You guys know the links are always down below. Coupon code Relentless for 25% off for 6 months. $25% off for 6 months. So yeah, it's a good place to shut it down. WKEY, perhaps a stock to keep an eye on. We're definitely going to continue to size down, take it slow, not rush the process. But instead stay alive and take it easy and close out the year on the strong side of things. For anybody who is new that's looking to get started, you guys can always feel free to check out the Merciless Markets program. That's where it goes down, right? Merciless Markets. This is our full day trading program. In fact, the Black Friday sale, which we have to get rid of soon here, is still available. So if there's any latecomers, you guys can check it out. Coupon code Black Friday. I guess this does play into the holiday, because holidays, most people will have a sale anyways. You just throw a Christmas hat on Tim's head right here, and there you have it. But yeah, you guys can check out our how do I want to say this? That's, my brain is completely fried. You guys can check out the different courses, let's say, that we have to offer. If you're somebody who's a very beginner and you're just looking to get your foot wet, you can check out the scalping book here, the ultimate micro scalping book. And I'd say this is definitely for people who are more so beginners. There is access to our course, the first few chapters of our course. There's access here. There's also a live archive or two that we throw in here. Why not, right? To give you guys even more value. For those of you who are, let's say you've been trading for some time, you're not quite intermediate, but you're kind of getting there, and you want more of what we have to offer. There's the full course, right? Is this in the right order? No, it's not. Okay. I know I was going crazy. Here we go. This should have been over here, right? In the progression. Yeah, so there's the entry course, right? There we go. The entry course for people who have been trading, but you need a little bit more guidance, a little bit more help brushing up on your technicals. This one does offer chat room access, so you guys can check that out. And then of course the full thing is for people who are absolutely serious about deep diving in, learning, growing, working with us, being a part of the community fully, right? This is full force, and this is our flagship program. We've recently introduced the coaching program, which some of you guys did sign up for, where we're going to be doing more intimate lessons, and I think it's going to really benefit a lot of you guys. In fact, we have a lesson plan for today at 4 p.m. after the close. For the people who are here who might still need a little bit more hands-on, help. We're gonna have more intimate sessions, and today our focus will be trade revision. So we're gonna be going over some archives, the students' archives. It's just gonna be a few of us, right? Webcams on, fully transparent. I want you guys to show everything. Don't hold anything back. We're gonna walk through the videos, and we're gonna really talk business. And what we also can do too is compare some of these trades versus myself, some of the other guys, as mentioned earlier, to see where the adjustments can be made, right? Of course, these are all the perks. And you guys can always feel free to check out our full curriculum, right, which is here, so you guys can see how the layout is and everything.
EVOK.
The Merciless Markets program, if I will say so myself, and you guys can feel free. I've already recorded, and we have to add more reviews. We have a bunch more reviews we can add actually. In fact, we have at least another like 8. We have to add them. You guys can also check out the YouTube page. If you're not in the chat room, you can check out the YouTube page to see. You guys can see how well, let's say the success stories. You guys can check out the success stories. If you guys pull up the YouTube page, you can always feel free to check us out. Also check out the day trading team house trips. But yeah, we have a couple success stories that are out. I did record 2 more. The only reason why we didn't release one on Sunday is because the audio got messed up. So we had to, redo some things. But the people have been asking for some longer episodes. So the next 2 episodes will be around an hour each. Asking more questions. Before I record the next one, I'm going to have you guys put in a bunch of questions. So as mentioned, W key, right? Here it is. Right on time. W key halted up. Actually, I have it over here already. W key halted up. Do I give it a shot here on this resumption? Let me get rid of the screen and come back down. YouTube. Why am I lost here? Okay, there we go. There it is. W key. Right on time. I think I will take this trade. 664 high of day. Small size of 1,200 shares. One good trade for the road. 45 and 53 seconds for resumption. 45 and 53 seconds. I got a few minutes. I am okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for this resumption. W key. W key. We had WBUY. If we can get a nice dip and rip for once, this should be pretty good. It's Friday. I do have to leave early today for obligations. I have no choice. But I'm good at least until 12:30 in case this does go. One minute and some change. You know, it's like technically this area here is an uptrend, but I tend to stay away from this type of momentum. Maybe something I can try to work towards here coming into the new year. Ten seconds. We're at 6:58.
WKEY.
Come on. Sub 50, there's a seller. We're definitely not as clean as we would like to be. It's fighting, it's fighting, it's fighting. Oh my gosh. Low 43. 43 for the lows. I'm giving it a sec here. See if the next 1 minute candle comes in. Helps us out a little bit. Having some trouble. Perhaps we retest the low. Time. We got to start building up something here if we're going to recover on this candlestick. Okay. Candle's closing. Not the best candle. This might come down here. We'll see. Can we hold the line? Can we hold the lows? We haven't had a 1 minute candle make the new high in like 8 minutes. And it happens, and I'm not gonna catch it. Come on. Chasing the move just a little here. Stock is like not doing anything. Can we make a move here? We gotta be patient for sure. Can we bust the move? Perhaps a cup and handle pattern, or just high consolidation with high above high of day. Bit of a cup and handle perhaps. The new candle is 2 minutes out. High to current candle 60. To the depths. Are we going to the depths? You know, I forgot they had shares to short. Man, that was brutal.
WKEY.
And these stocks are so bad. Who wants to go to Jamaica? Who wants to book a trip to Jamaica with the pastor right now? 1 week, all inclusive. Or maybe Cancun. Go for a nice week in the sun. Just come back after all this madness. I'm actually gonna watch the resumption. I'm interested in the resumption here. I think we could see a good trade. After this, I'm definitely out of here though. Maybe we all go to Bali for a week. Brent, what do you say, man? Brent, are you here? Watch this. If Brent is here, maybe we get Brent to sponsor this trip for us. 5 traders to Bali. Check, check. Five traders to Bali. Sponsored by Momo Pro. Brent, what do you say, man? Check, check. What's up with my mic? You know what? This mic, I'm gonna throw this mic out too. What is going on? Can you, is this, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna just throw out this mic too and just, I gotta go expensive, man. Hey, this is light work for Momo Pro, man. You guys say the word. Tomorrow we'll be on the plane. Okay, all jokes aside, the resumption is coming up in 2 minutes, 40 seconds time. After this trade, I'm out of here though. This is the last trade of the day. Classic last trade of the day. I do think we're likely to see a bounce here. Let me just double check and make sure it's not an offer. WKEY. 2 hours ago. Yeah, no recent headline. SpaceX. Interesting. Any sort of partnership or work with SpaceX, you think this company maybe would have done better? Not that it didn't do well. I mean, it did go, from 3 up to 6. I guess that's pretty impressive. For you guys to be taken to Bali, 5 people. Flight's probably the most expensive part of the trip. Once you get there, everything becomes a little cheap, but flights, especially depending on, I mean, if you're in the state, I have to check on that. 2K flights, perhaps? 2K flights? All right, man, take it easy. Take it easy. Yeah, when we do our team house trips, like the flights are always like, I guess, one of the bigger expenses. The house, man, we're thinking about doing something in Mexico as well. It's like an idea we had as part of this the next trip. If you guys see this house, and the price is like so cheap, man, like getting out of the States, not a bad thing. 570. Dip, flush, flush, flush. There's no flush. And I'm done for the day. Made nothing. Short sellers in full control. Alright guys, take care, stay safe, stay green. It's been RT. Uh-oh. Before I go though, let me just check properties, filters, compressor. Check, check. Wow. Check, 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 check. Alright guys, take care, stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless Trader, and I am signing out. Red day of 740 bucks. Take care, stay safe, enjoy the weekend, have a good have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.